guys. We are back in studio for CICI Unleashed, my second official episode. I'm so excited. Merry belated Christmas and happy almost New Year. So let's get into it. Everybody, as I pour, say hello to my boy Benny. Benny, say hello.
What is up, everybody? How are we doing? How's it going?
It's going. There he is.
I'm up here. I'm super excited for this podcast today. CC, we've becoming close friends now after this studio sessions, and I cannot wait for today because we got a lot of people with the holidays coming around. There's a lot of big things happening, especially with these affirmations and these looking back at the past and kind of going forward to the future, looking forward these exciting things ahead. So I'm pretty excited for this episode.
Me too. I feel like we have a lot to get into. We're gonna do a little recap of 2024, the good, the bad, the ugly, and talk about how we're wrapping up 2024 and what we're going to get into in the new year of 2025.
I guess before we do that, I gotta just ask you, how was your weekend? What'd you
Benjamin?
Oh,
I gotta tell you missed out on a good party. So, first of all, I want to give a good shout out to my official sponsor, Italiano Bakery. There it is. So, my good friends, Fabio, Maida, and their general manager over there, Simone. We had the grand opening the other night, and it went off without a hitch. It was so good, such a good turnout. I insisted on getting a saxophone player for the evening.
Did you get a good sax player?
I did. It was so good.
Oh, no, man.
It was awesome. I'm telling you, you missed out. So for all of you that don't know, Mr. Benjamin here, he plays the drums and he's in a band. One band, two band, all of the bands?
I'm in like 5 bands.
I don't understand how it's even possible. However, so we had a great grand opening party. A ton of people came out, and then I was sitting outside, and I'm literally people off the street. Because of the saxophone player, they're listening. They're like, "The fuck is going on over there?" I was like, "Come in, come." So I'm dragging people in off the street, like saying, "Like, come in inside." So it went so good. There was fresh food. Everything. Maida, she was in the kitchen. She whipped it up. Her children, and she had her 4 children there, and they were so well behaved. They speak like 95% Italian. Like very little English. And they moved here 2 days ago, the kids. They've been here. So Maida and Fabio have been here for 2 months, getting everything set up. And their children just got here with them 2 days ago. And so now they're starting school on January 15th or something, like after the holiday. And I'm all concerned because I was like, do they have like a translator? Like, how are we going to do it? Like, I'm so concerned. I'm so worried.
What ages are they? Oh, so they're pretty young.
Yeah. I think it was like 8, 10, and 15 and 14 and 15 or 13 and 15. Oh my gosh.
So this is a true Italian, this is a family from Italy. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they're the sweetest. Like seriously, they're amazing. And they're literally right up the street.
I'm getting over there. I'm definitely getting over there.
You're coming with, we're going to go eat some food. So good. Great people. Yes. Bellissima, bellissima. So, salute. Cheers to them. Fabio, Maida, congrats on the new spot. And you can catch me there pretty much every day. So shout out again, Italiano Bakery. Appreciate you guys and look forward to exciting things in the new year for you. So let's talk more about what went on in 2024. The good, the bad, the ugly.
Yeah, I want to hear about this. Now, CiCi, I will say, you always present yourself so elegantly. You are very professional. And, a lot of people probably won't think that you ever even struggle. I feel like, but at the same time, I think everybody's going through their own problems and things.
Always.
So, in the year of 2024, could you tell me a couple of things that maybe were pretty hard for you that you had to, I guess, learn a lesson from? Anything like that?
Definitely. I feel as though I've learned a lot. I've also I also can say that not that I've changed, because I'm always the same CC. It's always me. But after learning lessons and going through experiences, you alter maybe your perspective or your mindset or how you do things moving forward.
You become wiser.
There it is.
Right? You literally learn the lessons. You just say, I don't want to do that again.
Yeah, pretty much. Or I'm not going to put myself in that kind of situation again.
Yeah.
Or, there's also, it's a tough place to be in, because sometimes I feel like this is the Gemini in me, where I immediately, my brain goes to, well, what about this side? Like it's the double-edged sword there, where it's like, well, what about if you try again? So I don't like to necessarily consider each circumstance the same. I feel I always want to give every opportunity a new shot, and every new person a new opportunity to. I don't like to drag old shit into the new situation.
I love that. That's a great perspective. That's such a good insight. Yeah, definitely, because
it's not fair.
You're going in there always with a clear mind and saying, "Oh, this could be a great opportunity."
Right. Exactly. I feel like you can't. I think you just need to be more mindful and aware and prepared for your expectations. But I don't believe in necessarily not doing things or following up with things or following through with something because it was bad the last time or it didn't work out or whatever it was. I feel like it's better to give it your all and give it a new try with a different perspective.
Yeah, like a new look, a fresh start. But yeah, no, I think that's very. It's something that you learned, right?
Yeah.
It's something that then that's why, you told me that you wanted to start this, is because there are things that you went through and struggled with, and you're trying to be like, you know what? I'm going to be here to tell you, hey, don't do that, because that's not going to work out the way you might think it will.
For sure. So for me, in 2024, and honestly, even before 2024, this has been an ongoing theme, unfortunately, in life. But it is a very realistic and relatable theme for a lot of people. For me, I find myself always showing up and doing my part and going above and beyond, and being very conscientious of that, and my motto is I get shit done yesterday. If I want to do something, I'm getting it done. I'm getting it done. I'm following up. I'm over communicative. And I move quick. I'm like this, right? So I feel in 2024, and like I said, even before, but it has been very prevalent, and where I feel in 2024 made an executive decision to change that, essentially, about myself, is to basically not rely on other people, have expectations of others, and not to wait on other people for anything. I have realized that nobody else moves the way I move. And when I find someone or a group of people or anybody who does, that's so, hey, yo, shut the fuck up. So when I find somebody that does, it's so refreshing. So my outlook on life is have no expectations of anybody, because you'll never be disappointed. Some people might say that's pessimistic. I find myself to be a realist. It works for me. I'm never let down. I'm not disappointed. I expect people to talk and flap their gums and say and promise the world and the moon and the stars and everything underneath. But it's your actions that prove to me that your words match with what you're talking about. So I know that that's how I am. I'm an action-based woman, and I enjoy showing people and coming through and pulling through and doing my part in any situation and proving that integrity, that I'm not just all talk, I also walk the walk. So I feel in 2024, there was, again, a lot of just I don't want to call it wasted time or wasted energy, but it was definitely just time to just say enough. I've been working on getting this podcast up and running and doing this for at least 3 years, I think.
Wow, really?
Yeah, now that I'm thinking about What are we in? We're about to be 2025?
Yeah.
So yeah, at least three, maybe even 4 years at this point. So I literally just hit up Benny. I was like, Benny, we're doing it.
I will never forget the time we met. I think I also have a pretty distinguished personality. And when you were talking about, I resonated like you. I love the way you have a mindset, you want to get things done, and you got to find the people that'll get that done. Yeah. And it's crazy that we kind of linked up together because I remember someone recommended and said that you were going to be coming in, and they're like, oh, you'll know who she is. They open that door, and I hear someone from like down this block. Hey, how you doing? And I'm like, that is my girl right there. That is who I want to like. So I think I love what your message was to everyone is because, and unfortunately, you have to go through what you've went through to say, you know what, no one is going to be there. I have to do it. If I want it done, I have to do it. And you might have to find, Ben Castro.
You might need a Benjamin.
You might need a Benny.
You might need your own Benjamin, people.
But
it's so nice when you do find a Benjamin.
Right? And then you can be like, okay, I did have something. I do have something. Let's make it happen.
Right. And so that's exactly what I was saying in the sense that when you do finally find someone who is on the same wavelength and moves in synchronicity with you, it's so refreshing. It puts you at so much ease. It makes you just feel so much more comfortable. And it's like
you can focus on more of the important things that you need to be focusing on.
Right. Yeah. So it's been so wonderful to finally execute my vision and for you to be able to see and understand when I articulate, even if like I know it's in here. And so I'm able to physically show you or articulate it and you are like, I see it, I got it, let's do it. So it's so nice when you're able to make that happen. So I would say to sum it up in 2024, while it was a challenging year and years before, it's been pretty much all the same, I can say that I'm very proud of myself that I was able to finally just pretty much say, fuck it all to hell and get it done. And here the fuck we are. We're putting in the work. We've done a lot leading up to this point to get here physically, literally. And I'm very excited for everyone to see what is to come from this alone in 2025, but what comes from this as well in 2025. So very much looking forward to it.
I love it. Okay, all right. Well, now I kind of want to switch up gears really quick.
Let's do it.
2024. So what did you said pits and peaks, right?
Yes. So we were talking pit and peak, and I had to explain that like it's almost like the rose and the thorn, or the good and the bad. So what was something that you did in 2024 that you felt was one of like your coolest moments, Ben?
Ooh.
What would you say?
Ooh, my coolest moment in 2024. Okay, I actually have a pretty good one. I flew to Oregon, and I drove 12 hours up to Washington State, all the way to the top left corner, right next to Canada, and it was the most beautiful experience I ever had. I was there for probably like 2 weeks, and I drove by myself.
Solo dolo.
And it was I stopped everywhere. I think the drive really was only 6 hours, but I like stopped in so many places and saw things that I never really saw before. And it was a really good me time. And I recommend if anybody, you gotta go do yourself some me time.
Go get you some me time. No, that's really cool. So I've never been to Oregon. It's so funny. Oregon.
Oregon.
I say Oregon, but if I'm talking about Oregon Trail, it's Oregon Trail. Does everyone remember the Oregon Trail?
Yes.
But it's Oregon Trail. It can't be Oregon Trail. It never was Oregon Trail. It was always the Oregon Trail. But when I talk about the state of Oregon, it's always just Oregon.
But
that's one of my things.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, actually, it's really funny. I got corrected once. I'm pretty sure it's Oregon, right? It's Oregon, like Oregon.
Oregon?
Yeah.
That's a whole new one. Oregon. I say Oregon. Oregon.
Now we're going to keep saying it. It's going to sound weird. So anyway.
Someone from Oregon, please let us know what
in the comments, please. How do you pronounce it? Please.
Because we're fucking this all up, I think. It's just one of those words. It's one of those things. And I got an accent, so I know I'll be fucking everything up. However, this one is one of those things that everybody be questioning and talking about. But anyway, so that's really cool. That's good. I would love to go and physically see. As high and as west as I've been has San Francisco.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see. I haven't gotten. The only place I went to California was Anaheim, and it was not very California-y. You know.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it.
Yeah, it was just
not it.
But what about you? What was the highlight for your 2024?
I would say one of the coolest experiences, one of the most standout moments of my 2024 was probably spending Super Bowl Sunday with Donald Trump.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, is that the picture? Wait. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh my God. That's so crazy.
Yeah. So
wow.
That was very impromptu. I actually am very good friends with Miss Lynn Patton. Shout out Miss Lynn. Go follow her on Instagram if you want a good laugh and you want some inspiration because she's amazing. And so a little bit about Miss Lynn. She is one of Donald Trump's senior advisors. And she is a pretty incredible woman. She's awesome, hilarious, and also has a really good backstory. And I would love to actually have her come and share that with you guys, actually. So maybe I can get her to come sit down with us. But yeah, she's awesome. And so she asked, what are you doing for Super Bowl Sunday? And I was like, I got nothing yet. And she's like, you're coming with. I was like, say less. So we went to Trump International, and I was one of the very lucky few to be able to actually get a photo. I didn't ask for a photo. I'm not that type of person to be like, oh my God, can I get a photo? Like, can we take a selfie? Like, I'm not that. I'm not her. I actually was taught and trained that while cheering for the NFL. That is something that they instill in us as cheerleaders, that you should not be of the essence that you are a fangirl of anybody, and that if you're in the same room as somebody, you are of the same caliber. So act as such, be respectful, obviously. Not that you're better than anybody, never that. Always have respect for these people that you're in the same room with, but you are in the same room with them, so act accordingly. So that's that. However, Miss Lynn, she's awesome, and she literally, we're walking in, and she grabs me, and she pulls my arm, and she goes, come here, stand right here. I was like, yes, ma'am, why? And so, like, Secret Service is over there, doing all the things, and they, out of nowhere, she's like, okay, go. And I was like, what? I guess I was taking a picture with him. I had no expectations, no desire to take a picture with him, in a sense. Like I said, that's not why I was there. But yeah, so I got to shake his hand, and it was really cool to see him in that element, in real life, not on TV, to be able to see how impressive he is in the sense of how he handles what's going on. It really is crazy to witness what happens when he's in a room. Like I said, I'm not that person. I have respect. I step back. I'm not trying to like cut in front of everybody and like stand in front and like stare and glare and get my phone out and take a video of him walking in and walking by and like just crowd him. That's not how I am. But there are so many grown ass men and women doing this stuff. And I'm just watching, and it's crazy to see. And he handles it, honestly, with such grace. I don't think I'd be able to do it. I cheered for the NFL, for multiple teams. I've been in situations with celebrity, and I've been, standing there for people in line, meet and greets, and people wanting to take pictures with me and get my autograph as an NFL cheerleader. And what goes on with him does not compare at all. It's insane. It's nuts. And he handles it with a lot of grace, and he treats everybody so unique to the person. He doesn't treat you like a number. He makes it very personalized. It's fascinating to watch him out in the wild. So yeah, I would say Super Bowl Sunday at Trump International was a very cool experience. The spread of food, forget about it. Unbelievable. That was probably my favorite part of the
You guessed. That was literally
Your
my
next
question was going to be,
how was the food?
What would you guys
my
eat?
first
Like,
question.
come on, I was going to be like, come on. Like, what? Can you just give me a little bit of just a picture?
There was carving stations. There, of every meat known
lobster,
to man.
caviar, all that.
Literally caviar. Everything under the sun. Seafood. Then you've got all of your bougie food, but then all of your traditional Super Bowl Sunday foods. Like, I got my chicken fingers, I got my French fries, I got
pigs in a blanket,
hot dogs, hamburger.
Wow.
Literally everything under the sun. It was unbelievable. All of it. So good. It was a great time. Definitely would do it again. Highly recommend. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
Hey, next time you got it.
It was good. Listen, Super Bowl Sunday, it is a dream of mine to at least one day physically go to a Super Bowl. I would love to go at least once to a Super Bowl for sure. But there is something to be said about just having a Super Bowl party at the house and being comfortable and just screaming at the TV and being crazy, as I am. So I do love that. Going to Trump International, completely different experience than I've ever had for a Super Bowl. You're dressed up to the nine, it's a classy event. And then obviously then going to a Super Bowl would be a whole excursion and a whole experience in and of itself. So I definitely want to do that.
I was going to say, I feel like you've now had, so you've had the experience at your house. Now you had the experience at the Trump International. One thing's left is
I got to go.
Hey, get my girl CICI some Super Bowl tickets right now.
Maybe this year, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I actually want to go to this year's Super Bowl. I know that sounds weird, but because it's in Louisiana, and I've been told, it's in New Orleans, I've been told that I would hate New Orleans, that I wouldn't like it, that I wouldn't have a good time, and so I'm not too sure if Louisiana or New Orleans is the place for me. I feel like I should go to experience it, and I feel like there are places that I would like, and I really want to get beignets.
Oh yeah.
but Mardi Gras and that whole
Well,
thing.
I was going to say that it is jazz. There's a lot of jazz, so there's a lot of saxophone players.
Which I love. You're right. I do love a good sax.
So, that would be my thing for New Orleans is the whole jazz fest. The jazz,
Touché. You got a point.
So,
Fair enough. I feel like I should go eventually one day, give it a whirl. Give it my own.
Question for you. If you were to have to go, what state would you want to have a Super Bowl in? If you were to have to go to a Super Bowl, what state would you?
That's a great question. Well, we got to think logistically. Now, Super Bowl is always in February, and it's cold as shit. Mm-hmm. So I personally would prefer not to freeze my ass off. I left New York for a reason. So where are the good weathered months or the good weathered states for Super Bowl? I don't know. Texas, maybe. They got good food. They got good food in Texas and good people. I've met
Best people.
right? Like super nice. So maybe Texas.
Texas would be fun.
Because I like Mexican food and I like barbecue. So that's like a twofer. And I got good people there. I've been to Texas. I've been to Houston. No, I've been to San Antonio. I've been to Austin. And I've been to Dallas.
I like Texas. I think Texas has one of the nicest people that I've ever met.
I went to the McDonald's there, and they were so. I was like, "What is this, Chick-fil-A? Where am I?"
I landed in the airport. Went into like the Hard Rock Cafe or whatever, and some person just gave me American Idol tickets. I was like, "Hey, I can't make these tickets. I can't make this show tonight." I'm like, and I'm not like I wasn't like, "Oh, American Idol."
Yeah.
It was just like, "Hey." I was like, I just landed here. He's like, "Hey, you got anything to do tonight?" I was like, "No." He's like, "Here's some American Idol tickets." So I was like,
"That's crazy."
Yeah, crazy. So,
that's nice.
Yeah. So
Texas.
We love. Shout out to Texas.
Texas.
All right. So kind of moving this kind of along, because I loved hearing your highlights of the 2024. But there's a lot of big things coming in 2025. Anything that, like, I don't know, maybe you can talk about or hint to, or kind of what's 25 for CICI?
2025 I definitely have some trips in the works, some new travel destinations on the list. Might be hitting up Thailand.
Ooh.
CICI takes Thailand. That will be interesting. We shall see. Might go there. Definitely looking to elevate CICI Unleashed and introduce you guys to some really cool people on here. So can't really say too much just yet of who and what, but definitely looking forward to going to some fights, because everyone knows CICI loves her MMA, her bare knuckle, UFC, boxing, all the fights. People hitting each other is my thing. It's my favorite. So definitely looking to attend some fights, some events, some sporting events as well, and looking forward to a good sports betting year. For sure. We got March Madness right around the corner. Super excited. And
you're going to be giving picks out and stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, all right, cool. I just want, because I remember you said something about that.
Yeah. It's coming, baby. I know we've got the bowl games, everything for the new year and coming up. So I'm excited to watch all of those and be a part of that. So right after that, football season, sadly, will be coming to an end. However, we have plenty of sports on the horizon with hockey and basketball, and we've got everything. Baseball right around the corner as well. So we're still in it. Just because football's over doesn't mean I'm gonna be sleeping on you guys. So I'm definitely gonna be giving my picks, giving out some of my hot takes and my opinions on some of the games or athletes, some of the fighters, and all of the above. So stay tuned and get ready for all of that in 2025.
All right, so we got a lot of stuff coming in 2025.
Definitely.
Now, I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
What is something that you can give to your audience for 2025? What is something that maybe a word of advice, CICI hot take, or something that you could give to everybody watching you out there?
Well, I would say my wish for not only myself, but for everybody out there as a whole, as a collective, I genuinely hope that everybody gets themselves in a better financial situation this year, because I feel like that is at the forefront for the majority. And with that struggle of finances comes stress and angst and worry for the future, and also how you handle certain situations. And so I feel like when people are just a little bit more comfortable, just a little bit, it puts everybody at such an ease. So my genuine wish for everybody for 2025 is for everyone to be in a much better financial situation than they currently are today. I would say that for sure.
I love that.
Right?
That's actually, yeah, no, I couldn't agree. I mean, yeah, it's been a little rough, and, it's unfortunate. Grocery prices are going up, and, carton of eggs is unbelievable. So it's just, I couldn't agree more with that. And, we'll continue to keep working hard. We'll continue to keep, positive. But yeah, it's, I think that was a really good kind of, you have any tips to maybe help people with that?
I would say learn new stuff. Just be learning new shit every day, or as much as possible. Try to
not even just finance. You're saying just
100%. Learn something. Meet somebody new. Put yourself in uncomfortable situations that you wouldn't typically put yourself in, because you never know who you're going to meet. You never know how you can connect them to this person that you know. And like, networking is my thing. It just has always been an organic, natural thing for me. I know a guy. That's always like, oh, I got a guy. That's always my thing, is you need something. And I never looked to benefit from that. It just organically was just like, yo, like, you need something, I got you. Like, I know somebody who does this. Da, da, da. So having a large Rolodex is such a benefit for everybody. And that's not me saying that's a benefit for you personally. Like, by you just helping other people, they naturally want to help you in other ways too. So it's not like a selfish thing, like, oh, what do you do? And how, like, what can I benefit from it? No, just say like, I got Benny, my producer. He's also in a band. I need somebody who plays the drums. I got a wedding over here. I know they're getting married. They need a band. Boom, done. See, like right off the dome.
But
I
couldn't agree. I couldn't resonate with you more, because everyone thinks like, oh, what are you getting out of it? The fact is, what I'm getting out of it is that you need me to get you somebody.
I got you.
Like, the thing that's in my head, I'm like, oh, they came to me because they knew I had a Rolodex of people that could help them. Yeah. So it's almost like
expand your Rolodex.
Exactly. I love that.
Year.
That's a great.
That's a good one.
That's a really good one.
That's a good one. Expand your Rolodex in 2025, people. Expand the Rolodex. I think that's a good one. Also, I would say, I think we all need to have a little bit more common sense. Basic common sense. Like, just like the bare minimum. Like a little bit. Like, that's, if we could all just take a minute and have a little bit more common sense, I think we'd all be so much better off. I think we would be in such a better place.
I could also agree on that one.
You know what? One of my favorite compliments that my parents gave me, it was fairly recently too. It might have been this year. I have an older brother and a younger sister, and they said to me, out of all three of yous, you're the only one with common sense. And I was like, I don't think you understand how much that means. Can we get that framed? Can we put that on the fridge? Can I get a plaque or a trophy or something? Because that meant more than anything they've ever said to me, I think, ever in life. Because it just, like, yes, thank you. Like, common sense is not so common, apparently. And I feel like we all could use a little bit more of that in 2025.
I would say cheers, clap, audience, round of applause, encore, one more for the team. Yes, everything.
It's a common sense.
It's a common sense. Cheers.
All right, guys, that is a wrap for 2024. I want to thank you. I know we just got started here in 2024. However, we are going to be bringing in the new year, 2025, with some awesome content, guests, topics, food, all the things, sponsors, and I'm very much looking forward to sharing it with you all. Please like, subscribe, tell your mother, tell your father, tell your sister, tell everybody, and make sure you follow me on social media at CC_Spadero, and that's all I got.
That's all she wrote.
All right, guys. Love you. Ciao, bye.